Hey there, Matt here. Today we're going to be talking about self-worth, self-esteem, and self-confidence. What it is, why it's important, and I'm going to be sharing practical strategies that you can begin to implement right away to improve all three. So make sure you stick around to the end. I've worked with hundreds of clients over the years, and I've observed a common pattern. No matter somebody's background, career choice, or income level, there seems to be a silent epidemic at play, an epidemic that's spreading throughout our culture, one of low self worth, lack of self esteem, and low self confidence. And here's the scary part, those three elements affect every single aspect of your life. Why? Because your sense of self worth sets the standard for what you're willing to pursue, receive, and tolerate from yourself and others. And the truth is that you will never earn a dollar more than you believe you're worth, and you will never experience more love, health, or happiness than you believe you deserve. The biggest blocks and obstacles are not out there. They're in here and in here. And low self-worth, low self-esteem, and a lack of self-confidence will unconsciously cause you to reject, resist, or self-sabotage your goals. Not because you don't want it, but because deep down inside, there's a part of you that doesn't feel worthy or deserving of it. And the truth is that whatever you believe about yourself on the inside is exactly what you will create on the outside. Now, most people use those three terms interchangeably, but they are not the same thing. They're similar and related, but there are distinct differences. But if you don't know the differences, it makes it pretty difficult to improve any of them. But once you understand how these things work together and how to improve them, it changes everything. So stay tuned because that's what we're going to break down today. You can think of your self-worth as the foundation. Everything is built upon that. And your self-worth is the belief that you are inherently valuable and deserving and worthy simply because you're a human being alive on planet Earth. Now, you might ask, worthy of what? Worthy of love? Yeah. Worthy of respect? Sure. Worthy of riches? I'm reminded of the words of Bob Proctor. He says, we're born rich. Some of us are just short a little bit of money. And the truth is, we're all rich in ideas, in energy, in opportunity, and potential. What about worthy of a big house and a new car? Well, that you've got to earn. Otherwise, I mean, that's entitlement. But self-worth is kind of like a bucket. And with a small bucket, it doesn't matter how much water you pour into it. If you pour a ton of water into it, what happens? Well, it just spills over and overflows, right? Well, your self-worth is exactly the same. And if you have a small sense of self-worth, it doesn't matter how much love or opportunity or even money you pour into it. You will unconsciously push those people away, reject the opportunities, and self-sabotage those situations. The truth is, people with a low sense of self-worth will hold themselves back and stop themselves before they even give themselves an opportunity to try. Again, it's not because they don't want it. It's because deep down inside, there's a part of them that doesn't feel deserving or worthy of it. But with a big bucket, you open yourself up to receive more love, respect, take advantage of opportunities, and earn more money. It opens the door and gives you permission to try, to step into the arena. And you might not even have all the answers, but you'll know deep down inside that even if you fail, you'll pick yourself up, you'll try again, and you'll figure it out. So consider asking yourself this: is self-worth earned or is it inherent? Or who taught me how to measure my own self-worth? Self-esteem, on the other hand, is like the walls. Self-esteem is a self-evaluation. It's a judgment based on how well you think you're doing and how you feel about how you're living. It's an assessment based on effort, integrity, and living in alignment with your core values. Integrity is essentially following through on what you say you're going to do. And every time we break a little promise to ourselves or fail to follow through on something that we said we were going to do, we unconsciously chip away at our sense of self-esteem. Think about it. If you had a friend that said that they were going to pick you up at 10 o'clock, but you know that they either are always late or never show, well, how long would it be before you start to say, yeah, right, I've heard that before? Alignment, on the other hand, is when there's consistency between what you think what you say and what you actually do. And if you say that the environment is important to you, but you're driving around a big gas guzzling truck, you don't recycle, and you litter, essentially you're living out of alignment. That's like driving with the e-brake on. But the simplest and easiest way to build your sense of self-esteem is to do esteem-worthy things. And every time you follow through, keep your word, and do hard things, you prove to yourself that you're worthy and deserving of your self-respect. That's real self-esteem. Self-confidence, on the other hand, that's like the roof. That's the pinnacle. Self-confidence is the belief in your ability to take action, make tough decisions, and perform. But here's the thing, self-confidence is evidence-based. It's built on proof. And if you really want more confidence, get more competent. Too many people are waiting to feel confident before they take action, not recognizing that confidence comes after the fact. It's a byproduct of taking action. See, confidence is not a personality trait. It's proof that you've put in the work. As Kobe Bryant once said, confidence comes from preparation. And I know if I'm lacking confidence, it's because I didn't do the work. But here's the thing. Self-confidence is domain specific. You might feel confident in one area of life and lack confidence in another. For example, you might be really good on ice skates and feel confident on ice, but standing in front of a crowd, public speaking might make you incredibly uncomfortable. The key to building self-confidence is through consistent action and evidence. When you do the work, put in the reps, and get the practice, your brain says to yourself, I can do this, I've been here. That's real self-confidence. Everybody will tell you how important confidence is. Most people will say things like, just be confident. But very few people will actually show you how to be more confident. That's why I created the self-confidence playbook. In the self-confidence playbook, I go into detail and break down the similarities and the differences between self-worth, self-esteem, and self-confidence, and provide specific action-based strategies to improve all three. If that resonates or you'd like to learn more, DM the word playbook and I'll send you a free copy of the self-confidence playbook. And remember, if one of those three elements is weak, all three will suffer. But the moment that you work to build up one, you improve all three.